But I'm stuck in a perp because I was kind of greedy. My goal was to exit from solid 300, and I've had my finger on the button at 293, but didn't do it. I was stupid enough to never leave this position, and I'm at a terrible point now, either to realize a huge loss or wait till September-ish to hold on to my seemingly terrible position. I have to put all my funds behind it, at which point this makes me nervous. My liquidation is still far lower, but the pain I feel is close to unbearable. What would you suggest? Should I sit it out even if it takes 6 months because of the macro uncertainty? I should take the loss and start to rebuild bags. NFA, of course, just share your experience, please, about bad decisions. So this is a deep question that goes way beyond just perps or anything else. Sometimes you can get into a bad position or a losing position. Again, investing as a blood sport. With perps, I always hammer home the rules. Let's get into the rules first to remind everybody. Rules are there to make sure you never get boxed in or trapped like this. The rules are never have more than 1% of your sol bag in a perp and never use more than 3.3x leverage. It sounds like because your liquidation level is so low and you've been in it for so long, you don't have that problem. But if you listen to these rules, you'll always be fine, but you are sadly boxed in. Now, in terms of your situation, thinking about where you are. So given your low liquidation level, maybe you're only down 40%, 50%, 60%. I'm not sure exactly, and I'm not sure the fees you're paying or what platform you're trading on. I don't know a lot of your entry price, but at the same time, it sounds like you are putting more money into it. So throwing good money after bad, there comes a point where you should say, stop. Now, when you look at Solana here, like at the 120, 125, 130 range, it looks like it's pretty much close to bottomed. But then again, you never know. If Bitcoin spikes down to 73K, we could see a low 100 sol. So beware of that. Now, that being said, a lot of the price targets for 2025 are still out there. Changelly 230, Invest in Haven 300, Coinpedia 400. And sometimes the minute you actually sell or exit a position is the time things skyrocket. But in terms of the lessons learned, I'll go back to how I look at this. And I've seen this movie before. Greed is sometimes the villain that keeps you in a position too long. Greed is the emotion that prevents you from hitting the sell button. And that's why we build things like profit-taking model, to take the emotion out, to let the system decide on your behalf, because that's what you need. You need a process, you need a system. And the other issue is time kills if your funds are locked. I often say opportunity cost is the silent killer, the silent assassin. It will eat you alive. If you're stuck in a position that's going nowhere or even losing money and it's all of your allocation, you're missing out on a lot of other opportunities as well. So sometimes it can be best to cut a loss and reallocate. Do not be all in on one asset. We'll talk more about diversification in a minute too. And rebuild. Maybe sometimes you can reposition a position to amplify returns. So for example, if you get into a sol perp at 200, it falls down to 120. Your liquidation level is 100. Sometimes, take your 30%, 80% loss, whatever, and then reinvest it in a better position that has a higher likelihood of returning more or getting back to basics. Or you have to just sit it out. And I feel that you are stuck. You may be in too deep because you got too much of your money in it. So selling now would be kind of like torpedoing yourself. Again, I don't know your exact numbers, but that's why you should never, ever, ever get boxed in. Only play with leverage for fun. It's like going to the track and betting on a horse. Never do more than 1% of your positions. So I don't have an answer for you because I don't know your exact numbers. But if it is like you're down, say 60%, it might be worth reallocating and pressing the button. But at the same time, you'd be selling close to the bottom here as well. And that's unless, of course, if the bull market is over, then it would be time to press the button and reallocate. But I don't believe the bull market's over. So I hope that helps.